There you go. That's Rudra, all the way from India, and Shankar Sangat Barna. And we thank you very much for staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning to share with us, guys. Really a pleasure. We enjoyed having you on the show. We have our next guest standing by. She is a lady with an amazing history and pedigree, and we don't want to keep a lady waiting. So let's get into the first track so that we can come back and talk with Louise Cappi. Here is Hope.
Hope is a song in the night. Hope guides you from the darkness to the light. Fills the heart that longs to behold. Hope is the anchor of the fear-driven soul. What is hope? It's the strength in your faith. It gives you the courage to try again. What is hope? It's the steel in your spine. It takes you to the finish line. the power to set the prisoner free. It holds in its pocket the master key. Hope reaches out a helping hand. Hope is the road to the promised land. What is hope?
What is hope?
It's the strength in your veins. It gives you the courage to try again. What is hope?
What is hope?
It's the steel in your spine. It takes you to the finish line. Hope is the antidote. What is hope?
What is hope?
It's the strength in your veins. It gives you the courage to try again. What is hope?
What is hope?
It's the steel in your spine. It takes you to the finish line. Hope is the antidote. What is hope?
What is hope?
It's the strength in your
What is
veins.
hope?
It gives you the courage to try again. What is hope?
What is hope?
What is hope? That's Louise Cappi, who is joining us right now. Come on in, Louise. Say hello to everyone.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for
How you
having
do-
me.
Oh, thank you for joining us. What a great sound you have there. And I'm going to touch on your pedigree here in a moment. But first, I wanted to touch on that because it's such an amazing. I don't know if it was it intentional that you had such an amazing meld of jazz with a touch of pop and even a touch of gospel in there. Did I hear that?
Yes, absolutely. You hit the mark. You got it.
Really, really a great sound. How I know you had to have did you have a producer, arranger working with you on that, or what did it take to bring that together?
Oh, I had a group of amazing musicians and just a fabulous producer by the name of Paul Longstreth, who just happens to be my son-in-law as well.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. So he took that song. It was bare bones in the beginning. I had written it during COVID and worked it out with the band and then said to Paul, what can we do to make it better? And he just brought it to celestial heights. We added the choir, which is us. Our voice is stacked. Yeah, we had a great time doing it. Really good time.
And a really a fantastic product that you came out with there. I'm really in love with it. It's a great, great song. And to top it all off, the lyrics are just the frosting on the cake because, I mean, you can listen to the song and be totally blown away by it. And then you go back and listen to it again and you listen to the lyrics and what you're saying in the song is really, really, really impressive. I love the song. John Bon Jovial, I know you've been waiting for me to stop going overboard on how much I like the song so that you could do the same thing.
Oh.
Well, yeah, Louise, first of all, welcome. It is so cool to have you on with us. That song, I'm going to echo everything that David just said. That is so cool, the blending of the jazz influence and the pop influence and the gospel influence and even a little bit of the blues influence. And then you've got this sultry effect to your voice. It's a nice package. So I must congratulate you for coming up with this. COVID has been a rotten thing, but there have been a few good things about it, and that is that it has produced music like this. And
I agree.
That's just great. And I really hope there's going to a whole lot more of that. Not COVID, your music.
It's given artists more time to be introspective, go within themselves, and find out these new avenues that may have been there but were overlooked because of the constant competitive struggle to remain sellable, marketable, and be out there and be commercial and have a product or a show that's going to sell. And you sometimes get away from the creative part of it. But you and your crew have done an amazing job on this. Now, I promised at the head that I was going to touch on your pedigree, because I know from reading where your jazz influence came from. Tell us a little bit about your dad and your experience. And for the listeners who are not familiar, her father was Al Cappi, jazz guitarist from, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, what was it, 50s and 60s that he was in his prime?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about your relationship and how his work influenced what you're doing now.
Well, it started as a child, because there was music in the house all the time, and musicians and jam sessions, and was very, well known. Bucky Pizzarelli was an old friend of my dad's. They would come over, put a bottle of whiskey or wine on the table and jam, and other people as well. And my dad and George Van Epps developed the 7-string. George Van Epps invented the 7-string, and my dad and George developed the George Van Epps method of teaching. But I always had musicians around, and it developed a great ear for me. And then in my teens, my dad would take me on some gigs in the city, and I would just sit on the side, and then he'd bring me up to do a song or two. And if I got the words, he yelled at me all the way home. But that's okay, yeah. So that's where it all started for me.
Well, it definitely worked, because you, between what you picked up from your father and, of course, from all these other musicians and these amazing professionals that you basically mingled with, they were practically like family to you. Between that and your own talents and what you've done with it, you've come up with a wonderful, wonderful sound, and you have definitely injected your own personality and your own feel into them. It's really a pleasure to be able to share the show with you, have you come on and share your music and your stories too. You obviously you alluded to the fact, which many artists have now, the fact that the last year and a half has been it's been a waste as far as performance is concerned, but it has drawn out a lot of the inner soul of musicians, especially the songwriters. What have you got working on? What are you looking forward to in the near future?
Oh boy. Well, I just want to say also, my album Hope, it's also entitled Hope, that'll be dropping in September on the 10th, the entire album, the whole album during that year, 2020. And, we'd like to do some touring, go up to New York in October